In this video, I want to expand more on the Liberty Falls map for Black Ops 6 Zombies, one of the two launch maps including the other one which is Terminus. I want to take a look at the in real life location and delve deeper. Now recently I posted a massive video talking about literally everything surrounding Black Ops 6 Zombies that we know thus far, but in this video I want to hone in on Liberty Falls specifically. As you know, according to the description that Treyarch gave, Liberty Falls is apparently going to be the much easier map, whereas Terminus is going to be the more complex map, so I am wondering if this is going to be a more Cold War Zombies straightforward style Easter egg, with the Terminus one being a lot more complicated and convoluted. I think that would be a good way to strike the balance so that the general Call of Duty community can enjoy an Easter egg as well as the hardcore community are satisfied, providing something for both groups of players, and of course many Zombies fans like you and I will enjoy both too. Because of this, the layout is likely going to be pretty straightforward. Now interestingly enough, within the Black Ops 6 reveal we do get a look at a Liberty Falls. However, this is Liberty Falls inside of multiplayer, so as you know, this map is going to be set in the Appalachian Mountains in West Virginia in a small town where an ether incursion occurs. It has locations that most towns feature, such as a comic shop, a bowling alley, a bank, church, etc. It will be bright and sunny and set at daytime, in contrast to Terminus, which is going to be set at night. So we have a drastic contrast between the two. So yeah, this map is going to be set in West Virginia. Now interestingly, apparently this map is going to be based on the in real life town known as Harpers Ferry. So in the background I'll be showing some footage of Harpers Ferry so you get a general gist of the map, and it gives major TranZit vibes of course, and I wonder if the whole bridge is going to be present as well. Of course there was a bridge on TranZit, and I imagine the town probably looks quite similar to this. I really can't wait to try it out. Whilst it's not an entirely unique location for Zombies since we did explore it on TranZit of course had the fog. We couldn't really get to see the visuals of the map. It was planned in pre-development for there to be a pre and post Earth exploded version of TranZit, and I guess this is kind of what probably the pre-destruction of the Earth TranZit would have looked like. And speaking of TranZit, it is rumored that this map is going to be a somewhat partial remake of TranZit. It's not going to be a full-on remake, but it's going to take some inspiration. Like I said, it's based apparently on the in real life location known as Harpers Ferry, so there's probably going to be more similarities with this town than TranZit, but it seems that some buildings or some of the layout of TranZit may be included in the map as well, so don't be expecting no TranZit bus or any sort of crazy layout like TranZit had. This is going to be a very simple map. Like I said, it is going to be the easier map out of the two launch maps, and because of this, this is probably the map that is likely going to be available for Zombies Early Access if they do go ahead and do Zombies Early Access like is rumored, since it would make sense to give the easier map and then leave the harder one for launch. Although that begs the question, is the Easter egg going to be locked until launch? I really hope so, and I hope if they do have early access that there's not loads of crazy leaks from the files of the game or the cutscenes get leaked or anything like that. Before I get into the rest of the juicy Liberty Falls preview, as well as looking deeper at the multiplayer and also the real life location, I first have a very awesome message to share with you, and we'll be right back. I've got something truly groundbreaking to share with you that will really help you complete work faster. If you are a professional in the gaming or industrial design fields, you are going to love this. Meet Blueberry AI Smart Storage, the leader in smart storage solutions. This isn't just about storing your files, it's about transforming how you manage and utilize them to work more efficiently than ever before. First off, let's talk about real-time preview and collaboration. Imagine working on a 3D project and needing your team's input. With Blueberry, you can create 3D project files in real time right within the platform. No more waiting around for downloads, your entire team can view and discuss design details instantly, which is a total game changer. This not only speeds up your workflow but also enhances the collaborative process. The collaboration tools don't stop there. Blueberry enables designers and developers to exchange feedback instantly. This means you can iterate and refine your designs much faster than ever before. Using AI technology, Blueberry improves the comprehensive utilization efficiency of digital assets by more than 60%. Think about all the time you waste searching for the right files and managing versions. Blueberry's high-speed preview function can save you up to 40% of that time. Efficient work truly starts with Blueberry AI Smart Storage. It's positioned at the pinnacle of efficiency, especially for gaming enterprises. You are not just storing files, you are revolutionizing your entire workflow, and with Blueberry you get a host of advanced AI search capabilities. This includes both image and semantic search, making it incredibly easy ability to handle a vast array of materials, locating and verifying materials becomes a breeze. But that's not all. Blueberry also facilitates seamless sharing of assets with both internal and external partners. Imagine being able to share large files and detailed designs without the usual hassle. This platform enhances collaborative efficiency by over 70%, and the best part is you don't need any additional software. It's all built right into Blueberry. Now let's talk about security, because they know how crucial that is. Blueberry employs blockchain technology to maintain security logs. This means you can directly retrieve these logs to track any alterations and updates to your files. This feature ensures transparency and accountability in file management, giving you detailed insights into who made changes and when. You can rest easy knowing your files are secure and well managed. This level of accountability is crucial in professional settings where data integrity and security are paramount. You can be confident that your work is protected and that you have a clear audit trail. I want to dive deeper into how Blueberry's AI capabilities can transform your workflow. The AI search functionality is incredibly sophisticated. It can handle a wide range of materials and files, from images to complex 3D models. The semantic search means you can find exactly what you need, even if you don't remember the exact file name. Just type in a few keywords related to your project and Blueberry will do the rest. This kind of smart search capability can save you countless hours that would otherwise be spent digging through folders and subfolders. And let's talk about the real-time collaboration in more detail. Imagine you are working on a complex design project. With Blueberry, you can invite your team to view the project in real time. They can leave comments, suggest changes, and you can see these updates immediately. No more waiting for emails or file transfers, it's all instantaneous. This not only speeds up the feedback loop, but also fosters a more dynamic and engaging way to work. Your team can be spread out across the globe, yet it feels like you are all in the same room. One of the standout features of Blueberry is its ability to streamline the entire design process. From initial concept to final product, every stage is optimized for efficiency. The high-speed preview function is particularly impressive. When working with large 3D files, previewing them can be a time-consuming process. But with Blueberry, you can preview these files in seconds, saving up to 40% of the time required. This means more time spent on actual design and innovation and less time waiting for files to load. Another major advantage of Blueberry is its seamless integration with other tools and platforms. You don't need to worry about compatibility issues or having to switch between different softwares. It's designed to work with your existing setup, enhancing your current workflow rather than disrupting it. This makes it incredibly easy to adopt and start seeing the benefits right away. For those of you who need to collaborate with external powers, it's now effortless. Sharing large files and detailed designs with clients, contractors, or other stakeholders is simple and secure. The platform's built-in sharing capabilities means you can send and receive files quickly without compromising on security or quality. This enhances your ability to work closely with partners and deliver projects on time and to the highest standards. To sum it up, Blueberry AI Smart Storage is more than just a storage solution. It's an intelligent system designed to optimize your workflow, enhance collaboration, and secure data. If you are looking to boost your efficiency and take your work to a next level, this is the way to go. And the best part, you can try it out for free. Just head to the link in the description and sign up for a free 7-day trial. This is your chance to experience the future and see how it can transform your workflow. And a huge thank you to Blueberry for kindly sponsoring this video. So I'd imagine maybe sections from the town area of TranZit are going to be incorporated in this map, probably not sections from the other locations on TranZit, just because after all, this is based in a town, so maybe they're going to merge kind of the two locales together of Harpers Ferry and town to create a similar layout to it. Now in the multiplayer variants, we get a look at the video store, the motel, the gas station, the church, but because this is the multiplayer version, I'd imagine that either the multiplayer version is just a tiny section of the zombies version, or it might be set in the out-of-bound regions of Liberty Falls, because you have to understand, Liberty Falls seems to be a large town, and I doubt the entire town is actually going to be playable in the zombies experience, so maybe whilst the multiplayer experience may reuse a lot of assets from zombies, it may still be distinct and unique and quite different. There's nothing to say that they are going to be the same layouts. Now of course a lot of zombies maps originally were based off of multiplayer maps, and the most recent one that springs to mind is of course the Forsaken, which actually was based off of a campaign level, but then there was a multiplayer version released after the zombies version. This reminds me more of that, where I feel like the zombies version was probably created first, just because there's been teasers for this map ever since the end of Black Ops Cold War, and then the multiplayer locations was designed after it, so it's probably not the other way around where it's a zombies map based off of a multiplayer map. The multiplayer map is probably based off of the zombies map, and I just hope people don't complain about reused assets and stuff like that. It makes sense for the developers to get maximum use out of everything they create, but it does beg the question, when is the map going to be set? Because of course this map map is going to be taking place in 1990, and actually is going to be taking place simultaneously in real time to Terminus, which is going to be interesting because that means that the Easter eggs could intercept. We know on Terminus we're going to be playing as a set crew, the Requiem heads, apart from Strauss, but in addition with a new character known as Maya, who's going to be helping break them free with Dr. Peck, but she has her own motivation that we don't know what it is. Maybe the crew are going to contact us on Liberty or the other way around. I assume the Easter eggs must intercept, which means the way we unlock the Easter eggs is going to be crucial to our understanding. Assuming we do Liberty first, though, it's probably very likely we do this map first, considering the fact that it's apparently the easier map. But whilst Terminus is going to have a set crew, Liberty Falls is apparently just going to be operators, as an elite unit has been sent in to investigate what happened in this American 90s town. Now, the thing is, because this map is set in 1990, the multiplayer map is probably going to be set afterwards, which means that we successfully managed to stop the zombie outbreak, because Treyarch have said that the multiplayer experience is going to be taking place after the campaign experience, which is going to be mostly taking place in 1991, of course, after when this map is taking place in 1990. So most likely Zombies is first. Now, of course, it'll progress in the DLC, will progress in the years. We know that we end up in 1996 by the time that Dr. Cray records this message that we got in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. So the years will progress, but at least at the start of the story, it's taking place before the campaign, and then the multiplayer afterwards. Now, it's possible the majority of the multiplayer will be taking place afterwards, but maybe there's one or two maps that were before. So that is always possible, but if the map is taking place in 1992 or beyond, after the campaign, which is in 1991, this will mean that we successfully stop the zombie outbreak on Liberty Falls, and then it allows for the multiplayer experience to take place. Alternatively, it could theoretically be set before the zombies experience, anywhere between 1985 and when we jump in the map in 1990. And the reason why I say this is because, of course, we know from the intel in Cold War Zombies that the setting of the map Liberty Falls is a very specific location that was chosen by none other than the director of Requiem himself, Eddie Richtofen, because after the ending of Forsaken in 1985, he had the Requiem heads arrested and taken to Terminus, but he also closed down a town in West Virginia that we now know is Liberty Falls. He tried moving a load of civilians out with a fake cover story saying that there had been a nuclear power plant leak nearby, but loads of civilians were refusing to leave, stating their rights as American citizens. And we know that Miller from Modern Warfare 3 Zombies was a child living in this town when the zombie outbreak occurred, so she experienced the atrocities here. Richtofen in this town was bringing large amounts of Ethereum into it. He was hiring scientists, custodians, and military personnel, most likely the military personnel to guard as well as probably extract the civilians. I wonder if he killed the civilians. We know what Miller's message talks about something horrific that happened here. I don't know if that's referring to the zombie outbreak, or maybe Richtofen did something horrible in killing the civilians to make way for his project. And we know that he's apparently built a giant wall around the town, probably because he doesn't want the outside world to, of course, know what's going on in the town, and he's digging large underground tunnels. Now, whilst we don't know exactly what he's doing in the town, most likely it ties into Project Janus, his secret project that we don't know what his end goal is for, but we know that Project Janus involves creating some sort of large Dark Aether gateway. As to why, it's still unclear. I've made prior videos speculating, but we've actually gotten blueprints of what appears to be this giant gateway. Now, originally, there was the potential for him to use Valentina's gateway on Mauer de Toten, but the time wasn't right, so now I guess he's proceeding with Liberty Falls, and we see a blueprint of this giant gateway, and it mentions West Virginia, so most likely this is the location of where the gateway is being built, and that could explain why zombies are actually on the map to begin with, and why the Dark Aether incursion occurs, because he might open up the gateway, because we know, obviously, at the end of Forsaken in 1985, the outbreaks closed across the globe after the Forsaken was defeated and Samantha was trapped in the Dark Aether. Maybe he's reactivated this new cyclotron that he's built, and it causes the zombies to start springing up, not just here, but in Terminus and other locations, in locations where the Dark Aether's veil between the world is weakened, such as in Terminus, considering the fact that we know Samantha Maxis and Ravenov diverted the Ethereum warheads here in the first Outbreak quest, so that could explain why zombies make their way to that map. But in terms of Liberty itself, I think it's quite interesting that Richtofen could be responsible in the zombies coming here to begin with, and maybe they kill all of the civilians if they refuse to leave and they had just been living here under Richtofen's control. Maybe he purposefully opened it up to have all of the civilians killed, or maybe he opened it up most likely for another reason and this is just a byproduct of it. But I really wonder what he needs this gateway for, whether it be to rescue his son Samuel that we think is trapped in there. We're not exactly sure, but probably there is more to it than just this. Interestingly enough though, I do wonder as well, is Liberty Falls going to be taking place in the campaign too? Because we see it in both zombies and multiplayer, and most of the multiplayer experiences have been taken from the campaign, so I wonder if it's going to show up in all three modes. roads, and honestly it could make sense considering Richtofen is literally a high up official in the CIA. The campaign's all about the CIA being infiltrated, so maybe there could literally be a crossover in that regard. And even in the campaign trailer we get to see what kind of looks like potentially Richtofen's gateway, so I wonder if that could even be used somewhat in the campaign to do with brainwashing or whatever happens. I'm not exactly sure. But the reason why I'm confused about the multiplayer experience is, like I said, in the intel in Cold War Zombies it talks about him building a large wall around the map and tunnels and things like that, and in the multiplayer clips we don't see that at all, which kind of suggests that probably it's taken place before the Zombies experience, which is in contrast to what we heard from Treyarch. So it's possible this map could be before or after. I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Maybe this could be taking place before Richtofen managed to control the map when he was trying to move civilians out, and maybe that's why people were fighting amongst each other explaining the multiplayer map. It could be the civilians against the government. Now we know that the map is just going to be operators with no set crew and has been described as an elite unit being sent in to investigate what happened, but we don't know who sent in this elite unit. Was it Richtofen's men who were sent in? Because that's kind of weird unless this, like I said, is taking place right when the civilians are refusing to leave. Maybe in the 5-year gap between 1985 and 1990, Richtofen doesn't in that entire time manage to actually get the civilians out, and maybe 1990 is when he manages to, but that again, that doesn't make sense because we know a zombie outbreak occurs here, which means he most likely was successful in either moving the civilians out or killing them or something to allow him to build this Dark Aether gateway. Nevertheless, it is rumored that the jet gun is going to be the wonder weapon on this map, and there's going to be a quest involving it as well, which again seems to suggest that it is going to be some sort of TranZit remake, and there's references in the files apparently to a vermin jump scare. I wonder if there could be some sort of denizen jump scare or an Easter egg like that, referring back to that classic map. After all, this map was apparently planned to be remade in Black Ops 4 but got cut. There's so many assets for it in Black Ops 4 even, and maybe instead of going forward with a full-on remake, they've decided to reuse some elements in this map but still have it as a unique map, similar to what they did with D Machine, where part of it is an actor Runtoen. And maybe in the future they can still do a full-on TranZit remake, because this map is really only slightly thematically similar. We know there's going to be a bank on the map too, just like in TranZit, although of course there's a bank in literally every single town, so this shouldn't surprise you at all. However, I do wonder if it's going to function similar to TranZit, where you can put money in to bring into future games, as well as it opens up the possibility for, if you're playing with other people, you can take money out and give it to them to help them out. Now, it was extremely overpowered in TranZit and also Buried. It was so useful since you could get everything on round 1. However, I do wonder if they may balance it in some way. Maybe they have it as a side quest, so you can't just get it straight away, you can't just get the money out straight away, or maybe they limit it so you can only access it at a higher round, or maybe they just want it to be super easy because this is apparently the easier map, and what better way to get casuals involved than adding a bank system that will be so useful for everyone. It seems that from searching about the history of Harpers Ferry online, I've come across the fact that apparently there's been literally tons and tons of reported hauntings and ghost sightings in the town. They do tours and all sorts, and it's listed as one of the most haunted locations in West Virginia, so I wonder if maybe for side Easter eggs on Liberty Falls they may make reference to this, and we could have like some ghost or spirit side Easter eggs. It would tie directly into the map. And even from searching online, I found that there's been apparent zombie virus outbreaks in the town and all sorts of things. So like I said, I wonder if Treyarch will tie in any of the real life location into the map at all. Whilst we know that in game the map is not going to be in Harpers Ferry in the canon, as it's just inspired by Harpers Ferry and it's going to be set somewhere close but not in the exact spot, they may still take some in real life inspiration. I always love when Treyarch do that and blend the two. Now, interesting enough, speaking of the real life location Harpers Ferry, the interesting thing about this location is there is actually a video game that already exists set in Harpers Ferry called War of the Rights, and it even has a zombies mode in the game, so it kind of gives you an idea of how this map might play out in zombies. But it is set at night in this game, at least in the zombies variant, not the campaign, so I guess it gives you somewhat of an idea of how the map may look like and the vibes. But of course this game is set during the Civil War way back in the past, so this game is not going to be featuring Civil War elements. apart from the fact that Richtofen is moving civilians out and they're asserting their rights as American citizens, I guess that's the only real tie-in. I guess it's harping back on history. I'm so excited for this map though, and I wonder regarding the underground tunnels, are they going to lead into the mountains that are close by? Most likely these tunnels have been used by Richtofen to transport Ethereum into the place where he's been trying to build this Dark Aether gateway, as well as other experiments likely taking place on the map and other things like that. But yeah, this is very, very interesting. Please let me know in the comments, what do you think of this map? Are you fine with this map just being operators and the other map having a set crew? I wonder if it will alternate in the DLC where maybe we get a harder map with a set crew, then an easier map with operators, and vice versa. Whilst you can still bring operators into Terminus 2 and the Terminus crew are operators, which I guess theoretically, I guess you could load them up in Liberty Falls, but maybe they're not going to have unique storyline quotes. Would that be fine for you? Because I'd personally be fine with that if we get a mix of both experiences. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say in this video. Thank you for watching the video, and make sure to subscribe if you're not here for latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.